Hello friends, this is Kara Renee with Be Reborn Art and Healing. Today we're going to do one new project, making a folio out of this beautiful paper. I'm not exactly sure what it's made out of. It's not a regular paper, but I bought this particularly for this project, this Bohemian Beauty journal. So we're going to be making a folio out of this that we'll insert into the journal. We're also going to insert some pre-made ephemera into our Bohemian Beauty journey called Exquisite. So we're going to do that today. I actually just watched a video. I'm not sure how my videos are going to line up because I'm still ahead of the game, but I created a video following Camellia Crafts, and she made this amazing folio using all of the bits of a 12 by 12 paper, created some corner pockets, a belly band, and it's beautiful. So we're going to go ahead and use this because it is 12 by 12. I am going to play around with doing the same process on a digital sized paper, like a letter size paper. But for now, I want to use this paper, so we're going to go ahead and do it here. So the first thing you want to do is go ahead and cut a bit of the top of this paper off. And this is double-sided. It's brown. So, but I tore the sticker off the back here, and I've got some damage to the paper. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that part off because I will be able to use that as part of, the cutoffs will be part of journaling cards and the belly band in the end. So I'm going to go ahead and cut off my end product. We'll have to evaluate the end product because the journal is very small. So I'm going to go ahead and start with cutting off 4 inches. So we're just going to cut that off there. It's almost like it's some kind of a handmade paper, but I'm not sure exactly. So now we're going to use the bigger piece here. And we're going to go ahead and first decide, I think I want it to go this way so that this is the outside. So what you want to do is go ahead and fold your paper over. You want this part to be longer than this part. So I'm going to drag this over here. And then I want to give it a really good crease like that. I'm not going to need to ink on this because it's absolutely gorgeous paper. And I don't know that the inking is really going to show anyway. So we're not going to do inking today. So then we're going to fold this one over here, lining it up really well. I like to leave a little bit of a gap between the fold of this and the edge of the other one. So let me kind of see where I'm at here. That's a little bit much. So let me pull it over just a little bit more. There we go. So then we're going to go ahead and give that a good crease. There we go. Beautiful. Paper is gorgeous. I wish I knew what it was made of. I should have. Let me see if I can grab the sticker and see if it says on it. It's artisan paper made in India. It was a hefty price. I think it was regularly over almost $3 a page, but I got it for 50% off. So, and I got it at Joann's. So it is an artist paper made in India. So, which is pretty cool. So we've got these little bits. I think that's going to be okay. It'll add some interest, some little bit of fraying. So now we've got that. And we're going to go ahead and you want to fold over this corner to meet or almost meet. I'm going to move this up, move this down a little bit. I've got some light coming in. It's really sunny outside, so the lighting is a little bit off. So you want to go ahead and fold this down, but you don't want to crease it hard because we're just making the fold in order to do a cut. So we're going to go ahead and just gently fold that, and then I'm going to cut it. Hopefully I can see all of the lines here. Let's see if I can stay in camera here. It's almost like a fabric. It's kind of floppy. It's got a little bit of stiffness to it, but not a lot. So I'm going to just cut that corner off. We're going to set that aside because we're going to use it. And then we're going to do the same with this side. Obviously, because this flap is smaller, it's going to be a smaller corner tuck. This one is bigger, so it is going to be bigger. So I'm going to go ahead and fold this one down right about so. Give it a light crease. And then go ahead and cut it. I wonder if I can see it better on this side. I think maybe. So if you trust yourself with the scissors, just go ahead and trim it off with your scissors, or you could use your cutter too, whatever is most comfortable for you. So there we go. So we're going to set that aside too. So this is the point where you're going to want to evaluate how tall you want this to be in your journal, because obviously the height matters, because what we're going to do is we're going to cut a piece off the bottom that's going to make the belly band. So I'm going to get my journal out here and just kind of open a page up here and see what we've got going on here. So it is about 2 inches too long. I want it to be even shorter than that. So I'm just going to do a quick measurement here. And I would want it to come down probably to here. So I would take off 2 inches, which is really what I was taking off the other ones that would fit in a more normal size journal. So we're going to go ahead and, oh, it looks weird. Okay. I'm going to cut off 2 inches here, which is the belly band size being 2 inches is perfect. I found I've made a couple and they work out pretty darn well. So now we got lots of little fuzzies. So that is going to be our fold. And I didn't really expect this to go over so far, but I think it's going to be okay. Let me put this back in here just to make sure that this is not necessarily where it's going to go, but I just want to make sure that it is not going to be too wide. It looks like it's going to be just fine. So now what we're going to do is open this back up, and we're going to go ahead and put our little pockets in. So we can put one here, and then you're going to put the other one on top. So what I did on the other ones is I turned this over so that I kind of had that going on. So we had the solid, the print, and then the solid. So I'm going to go ahead and go with that. So you're going to want to get your, whatever glue you use. I'm going to use Art Glitter Glue. And I like to hold it on the side that I'm not gluing, just so that I can make sure I get it in the right places. I don't glue the wrong side. That would be bad. I apologize for the color here. The dark is kind of hard to see. I've got some, let me see if I can shut the shade just a little bit more. Block some more of that. That's a little bit better. So we're going to go ahead and put this little corner pocket right here. I like to keep it away from that fold a little bit, not much. Give it a good press. I love these little fraying bits though. That's going to be fun. So, and then we're going to use this one. It's not very sturdy, so you want to keep that in mind when you're thinking about what you might be tucking in. This is it's not thin, but it's also not a thick paper. It's durable because it's made out of some kind of cotton or something. So, and I like to bring this up a little bit like so I can see the bottom edge and the side. So again, I'm going to hold it on the side that I want to not glue. Run a bead of glue along that edge. And again, I got this idea from Camellia Craft, so I really encourage you to hop on over and take a look at her channel. I've watched a lot of her videos. She's got great ideas. And this one, the original video was using a 12 by 12 scrapbook paper, and that's what I did on my other. I'll show you really quick. I think you'll see this video after this one just because of the way my videos are staggered, but I think this one's going to publish after this one. But this is the one using a 12 by 12 piece of paper as well. So my little fairy one. So now we've got that. So now what we can do is go ahead and work on using this other paper to create some tags. But because this is really dark and it's also not very stable, I'm going to get a piece of 60-pound coffee dyed paper. Give me just a second here. And I'm going to back that. I'm looking forward to making some more of this paper. I've really, really enjoyed the 60-pound weight. It's a lot more durable. Oh, it's not quite long enough. We probably won't use the full length. So, in fact, I know we won't. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this coffee dyed paper on this base. It's a little scrap. Okay, so now you want to evaluate how tall you want your journal spots to be. So I find that I need to allow space on either side and at the bottom for the glue that's taking up. So I'm going to go ahead and just make a mark with my pencil, or rather my pen, so I can see it. And I'm going to go about right here. And I am going to use my cutter to cut that. I want to make sure I get it straight. So there's my mark. So you want one journal card to be bigger than the other, typically. So I still need that. So I'm going to cut this one down. Actually, I actually think I want to cut this kind of in half and make a smaller journal card out of it. So I'm going to go about right there, like so. And then I'm going to round the corners because I like that. You don't have to do that, but I'm going to do it. There we go. Oops. Okay, so you want to be careful putting these in too soon, because you can cause a problem with your glue. I'm just going to kind of set it in there a little bit. Got a little bit hanging over there. I want to trim that off. There we go. So we've got one journal card, and then we've got another journal card that can go in the smaller pocket. That one's off too. Let me trim that. Also didn't quite get that corner. There we go. So there we go. I think what I would do is I would probably do a little bit of an embellishment here. So let's do that really quick. Let me grab my little scrap bins here and see what I've got that we could use. I've got this really pretty blue, but that's already blue, so that wouldn't really make sense, would it? I don't really want a white, I don't think. It wouldn't be bad though. It would kind of, I don't think blue. I mean, I don't think white. I don't tend to go for the white, especially not in a journal like this. I want to use this as my tag top, my journal card, kind of a topper. So let me grab that. You've probably seen this in other videos. This was an old scarf of mine. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it a little bit. And then I'm going to fold it. Oops, slippy fingers. And I'm going to put it on the top of that. So I need my art glitter glue. So I am gluing a fabric material onto paper. So give this a second to run down. I want that to stick out because I want it to stick out above the folio pocket, the folio deal. So I'm going to put a generous amount of glue here. I want that to stick really well. And I want a lot of that teal showing, so I'm going to put it on this side. I like the scraggly bits to a point. Pull those black pieces off, and I'm going to turn it over and trim this up just a little bit. I don't need it to be quite that long on the back. Okay, another bit of glue. And then I fold it so that I've got obviously some sticking out the top like so. And I need my towel to press that down like so. Okay. Nice little topper. I like that. It's very frayed. I need to get a button though. Let me grab my buttons that I've kind of stashed that are kind of more perfect for this journal. So I've got some old buttons here. So this is kind of nice. It's a star. I like that. I like it when I pick one, the first one out of the gate too. Let's see, I think I want to bring in something else, so I think I'm going to trim this up a little bit and just use this middle section here. Don't worry, all those scraps get used. I promise. Yeah, needs to be a little bit smaller. Kind of went off the beaten path, doing some embellishing here. I like that. So let's get that on there too. It'll be tricky because it's very much has holes, and so does the fabric on the bottom. So I'll go ahead and put that there. Nice. And then our button. I haven't figured out if Fabri-Tac is the best thing to use for this, but it's all I have right now. So we're going to go ahead and give it a try. I'm going to go ahead and push that down. Should be good. I haven't had any trouble so far, but we do need to kind of let that set. So that's our first journal card. And this one, what would we want to do with this one? Let's see. I almost want to put an eyelet on it and put a dangle on it. So let me just step away really quick and get my little dangles that I've made. They're just some really simple beaded pieces that I was working on that I thought were really fun. Not that. Hopefully I can find them without too much difficulty. Yeah, like that. Got a little dangle here I made. I really want to do these on camera, but I'm nervous about it. It's really not got, it's got pink in it, so it should work. So let me get my Crop-A-Dile out here, and we're going to make an eyelet. But I'm going to make it in the corner of the tag rather than on the top as you would traditionally see. See if I can make sure that this is good and lined up. I don't want to ruin this tag. It's kind of hard to see. I'm going to pick it up and see if that helps me. It's a little heavy, but get a little bit better visibility here. So let's just do that. Okay. Awesome, that was perfect. So let me grab an eyelet really quick. Let's see what color we can use. I think just like a black would probably be good. I don't really have a teal color in those eyelets, so we're going to go ahead and put that eyelet in here. Paper's fragile, I can tell. It's really giving that a good push in there because the paper is struggling a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and get this and push this back up. Again, not in a tutorial on how to use the Crop-A-Dile. Just want you to see what I'm doing though. Got a good crimping. Perfect. That out of my way. Okay. So then we need, I wonder if I've got another one in here that already has some, has a jump ring or something on it. Oh, this one's really pretty too. I like that. I like that one better, and it already has a jump ring on it, so this is what it looks like. Whoops. Really, really cute, really easy. I like that because it's got that teal color in it too. I need to grab my pliers to open this. And my little round ones. I don't know what you call them. Let's see, where's our opening? Just going to pull that towards myself just to open it up a bit. Slip it in there. Maybe a little more. Slip it in that eyelet. Close it. Perfect. Oh, I love that. I want to get a little ribbon or something to put in there just to make it interesting. See if I've got something in here that would go. I really like that color. Just fishing around here in my little fabric scraps and stuff. See if I can find something. It doesn't take me too long. Not really having anything here. So let's just, I've got this though. This might work. Let's see if we can get that through the eyelet. It's a little bit short, but I think it'll be okay. Is this one longer? Let's try this and see. It doesn't have to be super long. It's a little thick though. That could be problematic. I'm going to stick both of these ends back through just to create a little bit of interest there in that corner. Trying to be gentle. I don't want to put too much pressure on that eyelet. I like that. And then that can kind of sit off the edge. So let's go ahead and put these in and see what they look like. This had a little bit of time to dry. So it's going to stick in here like so. And this one here, it's going to create, that's pretty bulky though. I may have to change that out for something else later, but we're just going to go with it for now. It's what we created. I do want to do a little bit of something right here on this corner tuck. Just cut a little piece of lace here. A little bit narrower. We can grab a little bit of this too and just kind of spruce this up a little bit. Perfect. Grab a word as well. Find one right close by here. I like this. Dream. Dream. Dream, dream, dream. I'm going to cut it down. They tend to be pretty long. Ink that up a little bit. There we go. Let's go ahead and put these little beauties down. The lace first. Got a little bit of that stuck to it already. So put a little bit of this on here too. Lots of little fibers coming off. I like that. We'll put Dream on top. Then we'll work on our belly band. Perfect. Dream. I love that. This is going to be a problem though. Thankfully the paper's pretty soft, so it will, I wonder if we could make it, what I may do, I won't do it on camera, but what I may do is flip it up. I may decide to attach it on here. In fact, I think I'm going to go ahead and take it off of here. It's too bulky for being inside of this thing, so we're going to just take that off and I will find a new home for it. But I like that little bit is not a problem to have that little bit of lace. But I wonder if we can, whoops, where'd my jump ring go? There it is. See if we can just attach this to that fabric here on the top. I think that would work just fine. So let me, except it's really, I could lose it. We'll see. We'll put it on there just for now, because that way it can hang off. So beautiful. I like that. Okay, so now let's work on our little belly band after I get this stuff out of the way. Got all this lace and ribbon all in front of me now. There we go. Put in that basket. Okay, so now we're going to grab our belly band piece, which is the cut off. No, that's not. That's the other extra journal card stuff. So what you want to do with this is think about, again, you're going to think about the two sides of your paper and which one, if it's like this, is very coordinating. So I wouldn't want to have my belly band be like that, because then it's not going to stand out. So I'm going to reverse this and have it go the other way, like so. We are going to trim this off a little bit in a second. And I might put a little bit of something on here just to kind of keep in theme with the with the theme. Stay with the theme. So I like that just like it is. I don't think it needs to be cut down at all. So you do want to make sure that it has enough room that it's not too tight, that it can actually be moved. So that's feeling a little tight. This paper behaves differently, so on the other one, I created a score line to get a little bit more room there, but this is, I don't think would score very well. So I'm just going to crease that side, and then we'll have a little bit of room there to have that belly band go on and off. So now we're going to go ahead and glue this. I'm just going to hold that there, and I'm going to go around this because I can see my edges. I'm just going to glue this. You could trim this off and that would reduce some bulk, but I think we're doing all right. And I do want to make sure that there's not too much glue there, because that will affect my belly band. Actually, I'm going to take this off. Learned the hard way when I did the other one. I actually tore my, oh goodness, I tore my my first one because glue seeped through. So we're just going to do that and just make sure it's nice and lined up if we can. This paper is a little bit harder to work with than the 12 by 12 paper I had before. So I'm just going to run my finger in here and make sure I don't have any oozing glue right there. There we go. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to decorate this a little bit before we put it back on there, just because I want to make sure I don't affect that and get anything stuck where it's not supposed to be. So we're going to get a little bit more of this beautiful scarfy material and a bit of this, since we have that on the other part on the journal card. I'm just going to cut this off. And I'm going to trim this edge. We don't need it to be too big, so I'm going to just trim that right off. And then we're going to put this on here. Some Fabri-Tac, just right here in the middle. And again, I really encourage you to hop over to Camellia Crafts. She's the one that I learned this folio technique from, so if you want to see what she's all about, I would encourage you to do that. She's really funny. She's from, I don't know where she's from, but she's not from the United States. She's got a great accent, and I love it when people can laugh at themselves, especially on camera, because it's just, you don't want to take yourself too seriously, in my opinion. So I'm just going to put that little bit on there, and I think we need another word. So let's see what would fit on here. So we've got, what do we have? We had dream. Oop, got a little bit sticking there. Let's open that back up. Oh, lesson learned. There we go. So what shall we put here? We've got Dream, Beguiling Wonder. I want wonder. Trim this one up a little bit too. I don't have to trim it quite as much because I've got a bigger space to work with, so I'm just going to nip a little bit of that off. I'm going to ink it up. There we go, and then we're going to put her right there. Perfect. I'm using art glitter, I'm using Fabri-Tac because I'm gluing it onto this material, which is very fibery. So there's what it looks like up close. Oh, I love it. I love the deep blue. So I got some glue on there, which is a bummer. I must have some wet glue there. It's okay. So I'll take it right back off because I want to make sure I don't affect that. But I do want to show you what this looks like. So now you have your belly band and you just slide this in. Slide that in there. Hopefully it's not too tight. Oh my goodness. It's just fine. There we go. So just slide that. You can put it up as much as you want to. But there it is. Really beautiful. Really beautiful. And then what you would do is you just glue this down on all four sides, which I think we will go ahead and put it in the journal because we were going to do some embellishing here as well. So here is the journal. If you haven't seen it, you can check out my playlist for the Bohemian Beauty Journal. So I've done a few videos creating some ephemera, some clusters, putting the journal together, putting in the signatures and all of that. So where do we want this pretty? I think it would be, I almost wonder if it should just go in the center, you know, like here, and not be in on a page because it is a little bit bulky. So let's put her in place and see what that feels like. And then, yeah, I think we'll do that because it's a little bit, it's bulky. It's not terribly, but we've got this bulk from that ribbon, which I may change out. We'll see. But we're going to just set her in there like so. So now we've got two other pieces I wanted to use. I'm going to pick a different one of this. I had pulled this corner hugger, but it's got this other pattern on the back that I don't like. So I'm going to pause real quick and find another piece. Just a second. There we go. So this was actually, I really liked the front of this one, and it's kind of that bohemian look, but I don't like what's going on the back for this journal. I could cover those up, but I'm not gonna. So it'll just go in a journal that has a page like that. So I've got this little corner hugger, which I just was mentioning. There is a video of how I made these, and so you can see that it's got this little tuck area, which actually goes over the page, but because it's glued on this side, it has to go on a left page. So let's find a perfect spot for this here. Let's see, where do we want it? I don't really want it up against that blue. This would be a good spot for it. Let's go ahead and put it on this page. So it just goes like this and slides on to the page. And what I love about this is that it gets pretty snug up to that corner, but it also hangs over, which then when you're looking at the journal, it has all these bits of beauty. And I love that. I actually left these threads out. I'm going to do some beads on the wax thread that I stitched the signatures in at some point, but I like that. So we're going to go ahead and leave that one there, except we're getting caught up here. This might not be the best spot for this. I think I'll move that. This is a hidden paper clip, which I showed you in a different journal, or at least putting it in. I didn't film when I actually made these, but it's got this cute little faux envelope that you could write on, which is really, really cute. So I think I'll find another spot for that because it's getting hung up on that. So let's just find another page for her to land on. Not there. How about here? The cool thing about these is they can be moved around because they're just a paper clip. So there we go. Okay, and then I had one more. This was, I did a video on these index cards, and I linked the artist that I was following when I did this, so you can check that out in the links to that video, but they were index cards, mixed media index cards. So what I'm going to do with this is create a pocket, and I do have to trim it, I realized, because the journal is not wide enough. The pages aren't. So let me find a place that I want it first, and then we can go from there. I want to find a page that's going to be really, oh, I wonder how it would look just on here in the front cover. I like that. I think I'm just going to put it on the cover, or the inside. So let's see how much we would need to trim off. Just a bit, so not even anything to sneeze about. So let me just do that really quick. Awesome. I'm going to ink that really quick because I cut that edge off. There we go. So we can just glue her right here, and I'm going to leave this zigzag stitching showing. So I'm going to glue on the 3 sides because I'm creating a pocket. So I'm going to hold it here. This is fairly thick too. I think I'm going to go ahead and use my art glitter glue just because this is a pretty thick card. When I did these, I put 2 cards together because the one card, index card, was way too flimsy for my liking, so I wanted to stabilize it, so I put 2 together. So we're going to put that right here on the front inside cover. Lovely. And then in another video, we'll create some tags and stuff to put in some of these spaces. So I'm just going to press that. I've got some ink oozing out there. There we go. Beautiful. Oh, so that's what we've got. So we put this in on the front inside cover, and then I'll just do a little quick flip through here. This was a page that I sewed in. It's an envelope that I sewed into the signature. This one as well. And then in another, on one of my last videos, I went ahead and glued in this hidden journaling spot. So it's got this bit that pulls out that you can write on, and it's also a tuck spot. So we'll need to create some journals to go in, or some journal cards or something to go in there, tags. And then what do we got? And then we just did our little cute little folio. Hopefully that's not going to be, that might be too much strain on that fabric. I might have to find a new home for that dangle, but in fact, I'm going to take it off because I'm really concerned about ruining that material because it's really, really fragile. So I'm going to just set that aside for a second. We've got a few more minutes here. So let's see. And that's another sewed in envelope. So it's got a pocket here, and it's got a pocket here, a half pocket, and then I think that's glued shut, that part, but. And then we just put that on, so our little corner hugger. And then I had done this in another video. This is just a cluster that I made. Went in beautifully. This is my veiled page, which I really love. We'll have to make some stuff to go in there. And then the paper clip that I moved. So that is it for today, you guys. She's getting bulky though. I'm going to show you how bulky she is. This is trying to close her up. But I love it, and you can always put a closure around it to keep it shut. I'll be working on putting some beads or something on those, and I might trim off some of those strings. We'll see. So thank you guys so much for watching, for hanging out with me and learning something new, and I hope that you're enjoying the series. It's the first series I've really done in junk journaling or handmade journaling, whatever you want to call it. So if you liked the video, if you give it a thumbs up, that really helps my channel be more visible. It allows more people to see the content that I'm creating. If you like what I'm doing, go ahead and subscribe, hit the little notification bell, and you'll be notified every time I post a new video, which is very frequently. So thank you so much, guys. Bye-bye.